there's a client yesterday that asked me this, and I was like, it's my brand optimization team. They're so fucking good.
So good.
They're so fucking good. You need to use us. And he just started laughing. He's like, fuck you.
I love it.
Anyway, yeah.
So there's on the YouTube audience here, there's a 2-week hiatus. We're back. What can I say? Ryan had to finish his getting his sex change done, and that's done now, and he's all healed up. So here we are.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So are you Rhina now?
I mean, you couldn't be speaking to somebody who's further from that epitome of life. I'm out of words. I'm at a loss.
You know what? That's probably the medication. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seriously at a loss right now.
That's the hormones talking for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I never thought I'd be having this conversation. I couldn't even imagine it.
I'm not gonna lie, it caught me off guard a little bit myself.
Well, look, here's the thing. I'm just trying to make sure that this podcast is inclusive, right? I really just want to make sure all the audience knows that we care about everybody, and that's why we have you on, because you're our inclusion person.
We're a gender ambiguous podcast.
Yeah.
Again, out of words.
Okay, good.
Well, I think it's a good time to segment to something a little bit more serious. I like to come to the call with at least one interesting point. And
Hold on. AI, change Eric's grammar to from segment to segue, because he doesn't know English. Change that. Thanks. Go ahead, Eric.
Exactly. So let me segue to this topic real quick. So there's a guy I follow on Facebook, big in the Amazon space. I'm sure you guys are familiar with him. Let me share my screen real quick. He was talking about the next big shift in Amazon advertising is coming, and he's talking about Amazon will soon introduce its own version of sponsored creator content, similar to TikTok's Spark. This is done through creator connections. And I thought that was very interesting. I mean, I know Amazon's the monopoly of monopolies, but them taking this over and kind of taking that influencer kind of thing internally, I think it'd be an interesting shift.
Is there any more details on that? Like what creator connections looks like, or what does he say? It says here, creator content adds a new level of authenticity and social proof to products. Seeing a trusted creator recommend a product can be far more influential. That's definitely for sure. Sponsored creator content, when done right, can feel more like entertainment than advertising. Absolutely. It's an opportunity to engage shoppers in a new way. And for brands, it opens up a new avenue to reach audiences and drive sales on Amazon. So it's almost like your PPC team would not just be running ads. Your PPC team would be tasked with finding creators and doing deals, because that's a form of advertising that they would be. It's media buying.
Yeah. Well, this is, I mean, campaign. What is it? Yeah, Creator Connections has been in a beta program that started like 6 months to a year ago that we've been using for different things. But I think that if that started to kind of pick up and they kind of connected it, I think it could change the whole game.
Interesting.
Michael, have you used
like
Creator Connections?
Healthy competition going on right now between TikTok and Amazon, and it's inspiring both of them to be better.
Yeah,
which is great.
It also makes me wonder how much Amazon might be behind the TikTok ban, because Amazon AWS specifically has a lot of government contracts, and I just smell a rat. You know what I mean? Like, let's kick these guys out of here.
Michael, have you used it?
I can guarantee that there's definitely something there with Amazon influencing that. Like, they're so big, but they're like, they can take out the competition. And then now they're replacing it. They're like, oh, well, we don't want to leave the world empty, and everybody's gonna be looking for something when they're gone. So we'll create something and fill the market, make an extra $20 billion, all with one easy or two easy moves.
I'm always
smart.
tutorial.
I would have done the exact same thing.
Have you used Creator Connections, Michael?
I've dabbled with it. I haven't had any success with it though.
Yeah.
Have you?
Well, we started messing with it when it was a beta, and the results were 50-50.
Yeah, well, everything new is just a crappy version of what it will be, and I think if Amazon's going to really go hard on this, it's going to turn into something great.
Well, I mean, I think they're looking to see the direction, the way things are going. I mean, if you go back far enough and you've been in the game long enough, A+ content used to be called enhanced brand content, and they used to actually have the audacity to charge you 2% of your revenue so that you could show pictures in your description. This is a true story. Now it's considered normal. So
yeah.
Do you remember that, Michael?
Yeah, no, that was ridiculously stupid. It's like, hey, let's add some extra content and then we're going to charge you for it. Like, what?
It's like, hey, do you want people to see your product in all its glory, or do you want it to look like shit? So let us know, because if you want it to look like shit, it's free. You're good. But if you want it to look good, that'll be $250.
Yeah.
But look, I definitely think that the TikTok takeover is real. The TikTok shop thing is real. I'm diving deeply into the world. I'm probably spending 20% of my day every day on TikTok shop, between working with creators, building a new, so we're building some new stuff in Celica that's really exciting. We have a live coaching program now. So we basically take successful TikTokers who are doing at least 1 million GMV a year of sales. And every time we sell a campaign for a brand, the campaign has a coach, and the coach is one of those high selling GMV TikTokers that are coaching all the other creators on the best way to do the content. So we're building that out. It's exciting. I'm watching all these lives between them and watching them talk about lighting and how to be funny and how to make it go viral. And I'm like learning all this stuff and getting a lot of chuckles out of it. So it's pretty exciting. Michael's working with me on one of his brands. And I think once we got this figured out, we're not selling any more campaigns, but once we got this figured out, probably by the next 30 days, we're going to open it up to everybody to be able to do these creator campaigns. And the whole thing is this: it doesn't matter the follower count on TikTok. The whole thing is the quality of the content is what has legs. And quality is not the definition of quality that you're used to. It's not 4K, beautiful people, photoshopped. Quality is engagement. That's 100% accurate. Quality is just getting a reaction, whether it's bad, good, funny, hilarious. It's engagement. So what we're learning is that the top selling products are sold by accident, or maybe not so by accident, because the person was stupid looking. Here's a good example. One of our influencers, her best selling product was a wrinkle device that she put on her forehead, and she has no wrinkles on her face. I mean, her face looks like a porcelain doll. Okay. But she was putting this thing on her face, but while she was doing it, she had these huge eyelashes that she had installed into her eyes that looked ridiculous, admittingly. Okay. And it went viral because everyone was just staring at her eyelashes and making fun of her eyelashes. And she ended up selling 30,000 units. So somehow the fact that she had these ridiculous eyelashes converted into sales for a completely disrelated device that handles wrinkles on face is fascinating to me, guys. It's fascinating to me. And it makes me wonder what the Amazon space can do with that. What can the Amazon space do with creator connections, where TikTok, here's what I mean. If creator connections doesn't know how to make a video go viral, how are they going to do what TikTok's doing?
That's right.
Well,
I think the whole basic premise of all of this, it sums up to one basic word, which is interrupt. So the idea, and I think Ryan, after all these years in ad buying and Meta and so on and so forth, is the whole structure of what you're trying to build, even with doing TikTok videos, what people are trying to accomplish when going viral is to interrupt, right? Disrupt, interrupt. So as you're scrolling through anything, and even Amazon sellers will try to do this with their main image, is just interrupt someone. They're doing something, they're on whatever, they're scrolling through TikTok, they're scrolling through social media, but you're going to stop them because they're like, something that you did is so wild that it's going to stop them. And they're going to be like, what? Like, what is going on here? You interrupted them. And that's the goal, right? And if you can do that in volume, but suppose something that interrupts the majority of people, and that's whatever content you're creating, it's just to interrupt people. And so the people that just start talking or whatever, and the videos that don't go viral, there's nothing interrupting about them. They're just a typical video, right? They got 74 views, and you're like, no, but you could tell there's nothing interrupting about it. And that's if any platform is going to build it like this, that's the entirety of what you're trying to do. And people try to make videos and content, they don't do that. They wonder why they fail. It's because they didn't do anything to interrupt. The eyelashes interrupted. I would have been like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah. One thing that I would add, so one thing that has recently evolved is they've made it so that you can add videos to your posts on your store. So now imagine if they took the concept of the post and they continued to push that into kind of like an Amazon social media, and then they started using influencers to kind of use this ecosystem to push it to compete with TikTok. What do you guys think about that?
Well, it would assume that there's a lot of engagement on the store posts, enough to have a competing edge with TikTok. And I don't think that point is in. I think if that point could be fixed, yes, that's a home run. But people are on Amazon for one reason: to buy whatever it is that they're looking to buy.
Yeah, well, so to compete and to show it to people is literally an on and off switch. So to give an example, there was they've been putting the post on the actual detail page. So imagine if now you're having influencer videos showing up on your detail page that is coming from your store. Now it goes to the people that follow your store, but we're just talking about code. Now imagine if they just said, well, let's see if we can show it to similar audiences, or maybe we could show it to competing brands, or I mean, how far they can go with that, I mean, it's limitless. And I think every time I talk to a PPC rep at Amazon, all they're talking about is pushing the store, which comes down to followers. And I believe that they're trying to do something with the posts. That's my 2 cents.
It kind of reminds me, Michael, of what one of our clients has with Home Shopping Network. Like they're trying to kind of do that within Amazon. And we should talk about that. We should talk about the secret yet giant influence of hsn.com. It's crazy. I don't think people know that world. If you're in it, you're in it.
No, it's funny that HSN, and we talk all the time with that client, and that the audience from that, I mean, there is sometimes hundreds of thousands of viewers in an hour. People don't know that HSN is still a giant e-commerce platform. Like giant. Are they as big as Amazon? No, so not talked about as much. But yeah, they're huge. They'll sell 40,000 units in a few hour period. 40,000. I mean, and I've had a TikTok video go viral with a product featured, and it got 3.8 million views, and I sold, I think it was a total of 30,000 units. That's 4 million views, by the way, TikTok video. HSN, with less audience, hundreds of thousands of views, sold 40,000. So look at the conversion rate difference between people that are watching HSN or whatever. I mean, obviously they're there to shop, so there's going to be a better conversion rate. TikTok average conversion rate was 0.75 or 0.1. Sorry, not 0.01. So 1% conversion rate is like a good conversion rate for views on TikTok. HSN is like 8-10%. It's 10 times the conversion rate of TikTok.
What I like about HSN is that they're overtly selling you. They're like, good, this is a product, 4 easy payments, flex pay, all these things. But we all know HSN is not for the 25-year-olds. HSN is like, got a demographic. Look at these pants, guys. Like, I don't think my wife's buying these pants anytime soon. Maybe in a couple.
It's a boomer website. The thing is, these boomers also have money too, right? I mean, like these are 50, 60-year-olds. They bought their house in 1982 for 50 grand, and now it's worth 1.2 million. They got sitting on all this equity, and then what they're gonna do? And they're retired. They're gonna go to HSN.
Look at her.
What they're going to do is go buy those pants right now. I mean,
I'm just telling you, man. But guys,
look at who they're targeting. Look at this. Look at the age bracket of this woman, right? She's definitely older.
Yeah.
She looks good.
Yeah.
She looks healthy, but she's in her 60s, maybe even late 60s. But that's who they're targeting.
I think that HSN is kind of a good analogy between TikTok and Amazon. So if Amazon was to do something similar and compete, the conversion rate on Amazon with influencers versus TikTok, I think would be exponential, because on Amazon, people already have their credit card in their hand and they're ready to purchase. TikTok, they could be sitting on the toilet or in traffic. So I think it could be next level.
Yeah, because that's what I do. Go in traffic. Let's go look at some TikTok videos.
Or shit! I just on the toilet. If you have one of those special toilets for the car, you could be doing both. It's possible.
You could be doing both.
Yeah, and you always go there. Always.
Did you see that on HSN, or did I miss that one?
No, it's on Amazon. The car toilet.
So bad. So bad. So bad.
I actually want to just make like a toilet app, like call it like let's talk Dookie or something. You just go and it's just for like the 10 minutes that you're sitting there. There's something you could do on your phone for 10 minutes on the toilet. That's very entertaining.
It's like a group chat of people taking a poo, essentially.
Yeah.
So let's
call it Dookie poo.
Let's talk about a little bit like back to just winning search, which is so there's really there's two sides to the e-com game, right, guys? There's like driving traffic to you by selling people the product, having influencers sell the product, but that's a pitch. That's 45 seconds, that's a minute, it's 2 minutes, it's 5, whatever. And that's the oldest tried and true method. We've been doing that since the Mad Men days. Drive traffic to the store to get people to buy because they want to buy from that brand. However, the thing about Amazon that's so different, guys, is that you're not driving traffic from the gate. You're relying on the person to search a keyword, and they're then shopping based on the keyword search. Realize how much different that is than, a person saying, I want to go buy that brand in the store because I saw a commercial and that's the one I want. So they beeline directly to that aisle in the store, and they're not even going to think about buying the competitor because that's the one that they saw on the TV.
Yeah.
Those days are still around. You still got plenty of brands that are pulling that off, but there's a lot more of the consumer is empowered, and they walk into that store and they see the 17 options that they have, and they sit and they read and they look and they compare. So that becomes a problem of what I was talking to you about this morning, Ryan, with our hair client that we were just talking about. And that's a problem of making differentiation. And I was telling Michael this yesterday. I think I'm blue in the face, but like I had a big wake up call about differentiation on Amazon. I went, that is the key. And differentiation is a big topic. It could be the price is a differentiation. It could be the angle of the image is a differentiation. It could be the fact that it has an extra 2-for-1 is a differentiation, or it could be differentiation on the actual products itself. And there's a brand I want to highlight on this call because I'm kind of blown away by their ability to take something so mundane and really differentiate themselves. And that's a brand called Ritual. Have you guys heard of Ritual?
No.
Okay, well, but I don't think either of you are really the type. It's very heavily women focused. Okay, and it's Gen Z, and I'm going to show you guys why I think they're crushing it, and how inspiring this differentiation point is. So let's go to the Ritual store. So look at this. Ritual took a product for a multivitamin for women. Okay. Look at this. And they put these little beads in it. So each product has each capsule has a liquid on one half and these time release beads on the other. And this is kind of their whole thing. Okay. And guys, they are absolutely crushing it. Every single product that I found on Ritual on Amazon is killing it on Amazon. Every single one of them. And the reviews aren't even that great. A lot of the reviews are 4 stars. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. People don't care.
So it's the difference. Look at this. I mean, can you think of any brand that looks like this on Amazon?
I will say it does look like it is inspired from some gummy products, but they took it another step further, and I think that what they did was pretty cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's like reimagined, right? And all this, it's just honestly, at the end of the day, it's just another supplement, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Okay, it's another supplement, but there's something about it that just makes you want to buy it over another. There's just something about it, and this one here, their post, I think it's their post pregnancy one. Essentials.
My wife buys it.
Yeah. This product,
I think that's bought it recently, but she used to buy it all the time.
This product here does $250,000 a month.
I mean, it is typically best practice in the supplement space to not use a transparent container because it can protect it from light and the product will degrade. But honestly, they're obviously crushing it, and so who cares, right?
Maybe it comes in a box, Eric. Who knows? But look, they're selling this one. They're selling this for $43 for a 60 count.
Yep.
I mean, you don't know that doesn't come in a
we don't know
at all.
No,
it might just be for the listing.
Yeah, absolutely. The famous 3D rendering trick. We're all a big fan of that.
But this is what I want to highlight on this call. Look at this. Beadlet in oil design delivers key essential nutrients in just 2 daily pills. It's like, I feel like I'm looking at an iPhone release.
I know.
Delayed release in mint essenced. It's pretty cool. Inspires me. I'm like, wow, I need to rethink supplements and skincare. And I was thinking about this today, Ryan, when we were on the call with our hair guy. I was like, we need as much differentiation as humanly possible, because these are the kind of guys who are winning. These are the guys who are winning. Designed to dissolve later in the small intestine, an ideal place to absorb nutrients. It's like, what are we? Why would I buy anything else? This thing dissolves at the right time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So it's every aspect of the entire process of making and selling and marketing a product. They went on the first aspect of developing the product, getting the prototypes of a new type of pill that's never been seen before, making it, bulk producing something like that, because that's probably way more difficult to make in those little capsules with the beads and everything.
Yep.
So they had to engineer it. So that was the whole probably a year or more in the making to try to get these pills like this made, and then having equipment in manufacturing that could make them, and probably had to literally custom make some equipment because it's just not broadly done, or find someone that already had it. And then now their next process was the branding and the copy and the brand voice. So, and then marketing it. So from every team they had, it was just differentiation on every aspect of the product.
They rethought everything. They rethought
every single little tiny detail of the brand was differentiation. So when you take like an average pill or an average guy and you try to differentiate them, well, you could partially differentiate, right, with marketing and copy. You can only, but the real thing is it's the entire process, and that makes these guys this big. It's from the development to the marketing to the copy and all the aspects, because now you can properly market a differentiated product, and it's easier to do than just taking something already existing and differentiating it. And that's what's tough for most sellers. Most sellers are looking for private label. They're just looking for something that they can get their hands on and sell. But then how do they differentiate it?
Yeah.
But so the extra work is in the development. Can you develop something different? And that's it's funny. That's what a lot of my clients or people that I work with, I'm talking to. I was like, no. Let's focus more on the development aspect now. 3 times more attention with back and forth on samples, on making something look weird, different, and new. And yeah, it takes a lot longer. It's not just like you can just buy it and slap a label on it and sell it. Those days are over. These guys knew that, and they did it right.
Yeah. And look at the logo. The logo is a yellow circle.
Yeah, but honestly, when everything is so different, unique, and new, that's like the one thing that kind of is simple and clean.
Yeah, you're right. And do you guys notice one other big differentiating factor here? You notice how every single product is very specifically targeting an age and gender, every single one.
Yeah,
that's smart.
18 plus. That's super. Actually, that's very clever.
Yep. So it's like, no, we're going after this market. That's it. This, and then this product, we got you covered over here, and we got you covered over here. So it makes you feel like you're being represented. You're like, no, I'm a 40-year-old. I fit in this one. Okay, good. That's formulated for my body, which is brilliant.
And that's like a supply and demand type thing. It's freaking beyond all 4 stars. It's so funny how they're all 4 stars. But yeah, it's very brilliant to take a brand and make products for every type of demographic, so you cover all your bases.
One thing that I would add is that sometimes people take the differentiation too far, and so they essentially will take a product and they differentiate it so much that it actually is solving a problem that nobody wants. And so it's important to make sure you hold on to the core concept of what you're doing. Like, you're making something for a person that's 50 plus, for menopause. Like, you don't want to lose the purpose of the product, but then you want to add that marketing touch. Well, how can I make it different? How can I stand out? And if you do that correctly, it should be a home run.
Yeah, you have to make the right choices, Eric, right? If you're going to go differentiation, you don't want to have a second head coming out and it looks like, okay, wow, they really do differentiate themselves, but it's terrifying, and you don't want to push people away. And I do find that to be the case. Do you remember I won't name the client, but do you remember the client that had a product that came to us, Eric, and they had 2 launches, and they came out with a bundle package? I'm not going to say anything else, but they came out with a bundle package that no one wanted.
It sounds familiar. Yeah, I believe so. Did it have anything to do with balloons?
Okay, I was trying not to say that. So this client was like, look, no one's doing this. No one's bundling this with this and this. So they were trying to solve that differentiation problem. But what happened was they went on the far end of the spectrum, where it was like people were like, if I'm buying that, I really don't want to pay extra to bundle something that I would never need at the same checkout.
Let me add a gem. So whenever I talk to somebody and they talk about a new product, I always ask them a series of questions. I say, one, is there search volume? Because if there's search volume equals demand. If there is no demand, there's not much we can do with it, because Amazon is people looking for something that pretty much already exists. If you're trying to educate people, that's most likely going to be another platform first, maybe Amazon or Facebook or something. But first you say, is there demand? And then you say, okay, is your pricing competitive? Okay, and you have good margin. Okay, now what makes your product different? Is it formula? Is it feature? Like, what is, if you put the whole package together, you should have a winning product, because the Me Too products are dead. A product with no margin is dead, and a product with no search volume basically means that nobody wants it. Nobody is not familiar with Amazon. Everybody knows, and so if there's 0 search volume, that means that product sucks. That's just it in a nutshell.
There's also this. I went to a mastermind a few years back, and there was one company that actually built something like Ritual. And what they would do, they built several companies and they sold them all, but they built them to huge figures. I mean, $30-40 million each company. These are company builders, but they just went through they went through this one process, and I actually very much so applied it and had success with this process. I wouldn't go look for a product and demand and so forth, like on the development side of things. I go and look for an audience. And this is what they would do. They would go look for an audience, something that an audience they could lead, be the leader product. So like, let's say an example is bicyclists, right? Like, when you are a bicyclist, what are you looking for? Like, what do you need, right? Do I need a water bottle? Do I need a special tire? Do I need a whatever, right? And so then you make a company for that group, and then you get on their lines. Like, they're in groups, they're on Reddit, they're in Discord, they're on Facebook groups, right? Get in those and become their leader. Like, you are making a company for them and supplying them with products they need. And then whenever they start thinking about, I need this now as a bicyclist, you're the guy they go to. And you build a $30-40 million company that way because it's just supply and demand. Like you're just there supplying what they're already looking for, right? So you find those, that's another way to find the holes in the market. Of course, you can go to Amazon with that. There probably is search volume, but these guys would just literally build these companies in 2 years that were $40 million, just getting in on these groups and then making products for them based on what they needed. Different groups, different sections, whether it was kids, teens, bicyclists, doctors, medicine, whatever, right? So just finding a hole within the group. So it wasn't even like SEO related. It was just like what people need, what group a group needed.
No, it's genius because you're talking more about pain points. You're actually thinking bigger than Amazon, which is actually kind of a super smart.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like they were like, yeah, of course we sold at Amazon. We sold freaking 10,000 units a month, but it was because we started out the product and we launched it in the groups, and pretty soon we were the only guy that anybody thought of for their need, right, for that particular group. So, and that's a whole different way of thinking about launching products is, okay, let's find a group. Who's the group I want to, or the market, who's the demographic that I want to lead?
And then what are their pain points? And then how can I make products to make that a better version than the already existing whatever?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or just supply something they never had before. So, and I think a lot of new companies, they'll come out with a private label, but they're just, and I'll ask people when I consult, I'm like, well, so who's this for? And they're like, it's for everybody. I'm like, well, no, well, who specifically? Everybody can use it. And I'm like, no, sure, everybody can use it theoretically, but who's it for? Right? Like what group? What group of people will use this the most? I never thought about that. And like, well, why would make the product? Like you have someone in mind that you're solving some kind of problem. Is it moms? Is it? And then eventually you have to narrow it down or just decide the group for them, right? But that's when developing your product, you always want to think of the group of here's these 2 million people that need this, and they're usually, or they're 5 million or 10 million. Their age is this, they're this, and you're going to be the brand they think of when they're thinking about this problem.
So, Michael, I want to add one thing into that, and it's just that's very top level, and that's exactly where you need to start. But I think a lot of people get sticker shock when they go into a launch and they realize, oh, the people that are in this space are paying X amount per keyword, have X amount per month budget to keep themselves going from a PPC perspective, both on Amazon and off of Amazon. And to keep competing, what are they doing in terms of development? That whole thought process that I just outlined right there is almost 100% skipped by somebody with a bright idea. And a bright idea is great. And I'm not knocking the creativity of somebody coming up with a new product and finding, and what you said is exactly how you should do it. But there is that next step, because if you are not able to compete on a daily basis with the spend that it's going to take, you are throwing your money away because it's a great idea, but you're not able to compete.
Absolutely, and that's why in my product vetting I included the margin, which I believe needs to be at least $10 plus, because this day and age the cost of the keywords and everything is just so high that if you don't have the competitive margin, you can't compete on Amazon.
You can't. Yeah.
And I think that would be step 2 of product development. Is like first step, decide the group, decide the product that you need or products, and then now you can do the next research on the products. Can I actually sell these? What's the cost per acquisition? And then you might have a group of 10 products, but then you'll pick one because the cost per acquisition of these other 9 sucked and the margins were too low, right? So, and that's when you find your winning product, and you can survey it and ask the group if they need this. But that's always the second step. You're not gonna. Why would you form a product that would literally has a 2% margin on it or a negative margin?
So
go ahead.
In the news, I gotta pivot just because we're low on time, and current news has gotta. People need to read the news. People need to watch the news. People need to know what's going on in the world, and what's going on in the world is this.
Oh boy.
We got Ryan hanging out all day with his beautiful children, not working at all. He doesn't work. And he's just doing these videos on Instagram, in the Bahamas in a cave. So, Ryan, tell us what's going on here. What's happening here?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I can't comment on the no work. I can comment on on excellent time management, and you know, the kids do still get schooled, believe it or not.
Wow.
Kim's amazing. Kim's amazing at that. So I have my work time. They have their school time, and then every day, while we're out here in like literal paradise, we make an effort to do something like this, and that right there is a cave. It's a grotto actually, and you swim underneath. That there was a pretty big current ripping through there at that point. We timed the tides a little bit wrong, but nevertheless, you can see it's beautiful. It's crystal clear water, tons of fish. You swim through these little holes there. You can see it, and it's just incredible. I as tough as it is to live a nomadic life, especially on a boat, especially on the water, traveling long distances to these places, it's the most rewarding life I could imagine, because I'm always on the go. I'm always like, cool, work's done now. Are you guys done with school? Let's go. Like yesterday, we didn't do this. There's a bunch of wind blowing, so we got out the wings and the foils and the boards, and myself and Kim drove back and forth with the kids, learning to hold a wing on a board, and using it to move forward with we didn't video it, but I'll video it next time. And it's just, I love it. I grew up in the water like this, in Cape Town, and it changed my life, and it gave me meaning, and I just, to be able to pass that on and even share it with people, to say like, there's more than a box in a room that you can sit and spend your life in and waste away. And I'm doing my best to make that happen. And the only point in sharing it is really to just maybe help people to go, you know what, I want to do that too. Let me go and have some fun.
Well, everybody lives vicariously through you, Ryan.
Yeah, do you have an extra bedroom on your boat, maybe for like a few
No,
weeks?
he does not.
Not the current boat, no, Michael.
All invest in a bigger boat with maybe like 3 extra bedrooms, so we could just hop on and over.
So the goal this year is to get a bigger boat, and I'm really close to reaching it. I'm not there yet, but the goal this year, you can see there, it's a proper sailboat. It's a
How many feet is it for the audience?
It's 48 feet.
Okay.
And we do travel mostly by the wind, although in the Bahamas there's a lot of motoring, so that leads to a little bit of an idea of maybe what I might be going for next. But anyway,
I'll just sleep on the deck, man. I'll be okay. I'll just get a sleeping bag and I'll be on the
you
deck.
say that.
You say that.
You say that. It's still like you're in the elements. It's the weather changes. You're in the elements. Like I wake up at night, it rains because we leave our hatches open because it's a nice cool breeze, and then it rains on us, so we wake up at 3 a.m, closing hatches, then you're awake for half an hour, It's a different life, but it's a life that makes me feel alive, and it keeps me feeling great.
Yeah, I got an opportunity to tour the boat, and it was very impressive how everything is set up and how the day-to-day kind of works. And I couldn't believe how big it was, spacious it was, and how everything kind of worked together. It was quite amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's the latest news. Ryan has arrived. Ryan has landed in the Bahamas. How long was your sail? This is why we had a little hiatus in the last couple of weeks. How long was your travels from St. Petersburg to the Bahamas?
I mean, all in all, to get to our current spot with all the stops and the repairs we had to do, was probably, I think you're right, 2 weeks. It could take, if we just bang it out 4 days and nights continuously, but we came off of a 4 to 5 month refit, and I did that little sea trial from Tampa Bay to Key West. There was a bunch of stuff wrong. I fixed it for a week there, and then we left there, and then we went through to the sort of the Berry Islands, which is a sort of more northerly location, not where we want to hang out. But the weather prevented us from going south. Sailboats are slow. You need the wind in the right direction. You travel at a slow pace. So there were motorboats that were banging out a week's worth of itinerary in the time that we were waiting to go south, in the places we were going to, and back again, because 2 hours they're there.
Running circles around you.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're on a sailboat, like that. We can only go that fast, and that means that if the weather changes, which we see the forecast, we're going to be stuck in a place where we're not protected. So I don't take the gap.
That makes sense. All right. Well, welcome to the Bahamas, and we're all jealous. I'm up here in Pennsylvania, looking at Pennsylvania's beautiful, but a lot of trees and a lot of cows. And Eric here is about to be a dad any day now, so maybe by the next episode, Eric's going to have.
I was thinking that. I was
in the background.
Yeah,
Oh.
actually, today is actually the due date. So.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So today, going forward, any moment.
Any moment.
First baby tends to run late though.
Yeah. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
The doctor said they gave us another week before they said that they recommend inducing us. So we have about 5 more days. We're hoping to do it over the weekend while we're grocery shopping. Just stop at the hospital, just take care of a little business, and easy peasy in and out.
So I have a question, because you said inducing us. Are you being induced as well? Is it a double induction?
He needs to be.
Yeah.
Eric.
Yeah.
Eric, we don't want to know what you do in the bathroom every day. We don't need the information.
All you gotta just drink some Senna tea. It induces you.
It induces.
Yeah. Well, from a marketing standpoint, I did come up with a new brand idea. Let me know what you guys think. I'm thinking about starting a company called Me Too Products LLC, and our slogan is going to be "We literally do nothing different." What do you guys think?
Love that. I love it.
I mean, you might get views.
Actually, you might get a lot of traction.
Yeah.
But the Me Too hashtag, by the way, is going to be like the "I was raped" hashtag type thing. So you might want to be careful with the company name, because unless you're making products for victims that are women or men or whatever.
There you go. Every 10 cents of the profits go to a women's shelter. I mean, that would be an item.
Public relations.
Women's victims. Victims of that kind of shit that goes on.
But you better not be selling like a spatula or something. Like it better be something like
it's a
relevant.
Me Too spatula, yeah. Just you can look up the Me Too hashtag and you'll see the kind of all the videos associated with that. So
I think the big takeaway from this is to make sure to research the name of your company so that it's not included with rape victims.
Maybe Me Also. You could do a Me Also company.
There you go.
I love it. Well, that's a great place to end the pod today. Another great episode with the crazy team. All right, guys. Ryan, Eric, Michael, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, everybody.
And
cheers, guys.
All right, bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Bye.